Hey guys, what's up? So, you ever watch those episodes of anime where you're really involved in the anime and the episode just ends and you don't know where your 30 minutes or 25 minutes went? I felt like that's how it was with this episode. I was so in tune with it, with everything that was happening. I loved it very much, and I love how Rin's appearance and just his behavior has changed so much. He actually seems legitimately happy compared to, when he was from first season. That's probably one of the things that I took from this episode is Rin's happiness, his facial expression, just the fact that he always has a smile on his face now, and I really did enjoy that. So right at the beginning of the episode, what looked like it was going to be a fight ended up being like, a little cool brotherly thing that, Rin and Sousuke were doing, which we got introduced formally to Sousuke, and that Sousuke and Rin actually had some contact, had some history together, and they both grew up together in elementary school, and it was until then that Rin decided to leave when he met Haru to swim with them in the relay back in the day. So this was actually one of Rin's closest friends, one of his best friend even more closer than Haru. So I think that was really interesting that we got introduced to Sousuke in that light, that he wasn't a complete stranger and he wasn't someone that was completely hostile, at least not right off at the bat. He's a foreign exchange student. He's actually on Rin's swimming team now. I don't remember the name. It's like Samezuka, I think it is Samezuka. He's on his swimming team. He's amazing with the butterfly strokes. He's pretty legit with that. And he made some impressions with Nitori and stuff like that. So I really did like his character introduction, his character presence on this episode. From there, while that's going on, Haru and Makoto are doing these career path entries. Pretty much it's kind of like an aptitude test to tell you what you want to do as a career. And Haru still doesn't know what he wants to do, and I feel like this is going to be very detrimental going forward with the anime, because I feel like this is going to be one of the center focuses, not just any swimming competitions that are coming up like nationals, or not just anything pertaining to the getting new teammates, but I feel like Haru and what he wants to do after high school, because this is his last year. He doesn't know what he wants to do, but it pertains to swimming. But I can understand where he's coming from with not necessarily rushing it, with taking things slow, because of the fact that he's bonded over the past 4 years with Nagisa, with Rei last year, and Makoto and Rin and everything. And now he actually has to make his life decisions of what am I going to do after high school? What do I want to do as a profession, as a career? Do I want to take swimming more seriously, or do I want to just keep swimming free? So that's something that was definitely focused on this episode, and also focused last episode with what Rin mentioned to Makoto. We don't really know that much about what Makoto wants to do, because I don't know if he's really as in tune to swimming, taking it seriously as much as Rin or Haru. So that was definitely mentioned. And another thing that was brought up that was centered very much in this episode, like last episode, is they need new teammates. Team Iwatobi needs new teammates. Makoto and Rin are graduating this year, so next year it's just going to be Nagisa and Rei. So they need some extra teammates. So they decided to start up this event called Splash Fest, which is a pretty cool concept. It's kind of like a community event. They have like they have these cool contests and events, as a way to generate people to come see the events and come see, hey, this is what it's like to swim. If you're interested, come join. And there were a lot of cool ones too, like the underwater challenge, the armor challenge, where they actually had to like randomly swim without, while in suits of armor. I thought that was pretty cool. Go also snuck in a muscle contest, because she's just getting off at being a girl and seeing all these chiseled men. So the entire event was pretty awesome. It was pretty cool. And there was also a relay involved too with Haru, with Team Iwatobi, and then Rin decided to incorporate his team too. But with Rin's team, we got introduced to a new character. I actually have his name here because I don't remember. Momotaro. He's the little brother of the former captain, with the guy with the orange hair. He's the little brother of the former captain that gave his positioning of captainship over to Rin. And he's so freaking funny. He was introduced. He's like, yeah, I'm the best guy in this freaking, I'm the best guy at backstrokes. No one can beat me. And I have this nickname that everyone gives me. I'm the Sea of Japan's sea otter. And I just started dying when I saw that part, and the little sea otter was like breaking the clam on the rock. I just thought that was so funny. And his character seems pretty interesting. And I noticed from the opening that there was a scene that was centered around these four characters: Rin, Sousuke, Nitori, and Momo. I'm just going to call him Momo for short because I don't know his entire name, but Momo. So these 4 guys are definitely going to be like their own medley group, kind of like Team Iwatobi. They're going to be really focused on each other and maybe even develop a type of relationship similar to that of Haru, Nagisa, Rin, Nagisa, Rei, and Makoto. So notice that the events between these two, teams are running up. Oh, also we got to see Makoto's little brother and sister, Ran and Ren, the boy and the girl. I thought that was pretty cool. They addressed Rei as Butterfly Brother, which I thought that was so adorable. They were just so cute, and they were going to participate like in the kids events at the festival. So I thought that was pretty awesome too. From there was a little bit of confrontation pertaining to Sousuke and Haru, and I was wondering what that all meant at the first, with the first episode of Sousuke scoping out Haru with, having some information based on him, regarding the relationship of Rin and what happened last season pertaining to the regionals and Rin's attitude and how Haru dealt with it. And it seems like Sousuke is very overprotective of his best friend. He's overprotective of Rin, and he's somewhat misinformed as well. He doesn't know the scoop. He doesn't know what went down in season 1, but it's just the fact that he knew something happened, and it somewhat altered Rin's perception of things, of how he wants to do things. He seems kind of different. He's a lot more laid back. He's a lot more casual, and he doesn't really have that. I guess he's just different to Sousuke, and he doesn't really like that. So he confronted Haru, and it was kind of crazy. He was just like, he seemed like normal. He seemed benevolent. His acts were benevolent. And then he just gets up in his face and he's just like, don't ever get in my buddy's, don't ever get in Rin's way like that. And it seems like he's going to be he's going to be kind of like a wedge in between Rin and Haru's relationship going on, because Rin doesn't know that happened. And I feel like at this point it's going to be whenever Haru and Rin are trying to, be buddy-buddy with each other or talk, Sousuke is going to get involved, because I feel like he is overprotective and somewhat jealous of the relationship between these two, since he was kind of like left on the side. We didn't know about him until this episode, the end of the last episode, but we didn't really get into him until this episode, and that they were best friends. And Haru and Rin, to us, were somewhat of best friends too. So I feel like it's a little bit of jealousy, a little bit of misinformation about, pertaining to season 1 and the events that went down, and also a little bit of overprotection. But that was a scene that was very, very intense, and I was like, whoa, like, you guys aren't just gonna start fighting, are you? Because in my opinion, Sousuke is like jacked. He's, so. But anyways, that was something that went down too. But the event as a whole, the relay was very intense. I was really on the edge of my seat because, yeah, it wasn't an official match. It wasn't anything serious. But at the same time, it's like, I want Team Iwatobi to win. At the same time, I want to see the synergy between Rin, Nitori, Sousuke, and Momo. Like, I want to see, what they're all about. And it seems like Sousuke is very intimidating when it is intimidating to Haru, because they were the last 2 left on their medley runs. And it seemed like, Haru had to really like push himself to go further with, ended up winning, as a form of intimidation. He didn't want to seem like he was weak or anything. But the medley relay was actually pretty awesome. Team Iwatobi ended up winning by a very small margin. But overall, it was a great event, and hopefully this generates some teammates to Team Iwatobi's sake, so that way they can not have to worry about disbanding after Haru and Makoto graduate. But overall, the episode was really good, and I feel like I was so in tune with it. That's why it felt short. Like, it was obviously no shorter than any other episode, but it felt so short because I was so in tune with it. So much great things happened. We got introduced to Sousuke. This event to generate more teammates. Haru and Team Iwatobi are getting along well. The synergy is always great, and just the overall atmosphere of this anime is actually pretty awesome. I'm really glad that it's back for its 2nd season, even though this is the 2nd episode. But let me know what you guys thought about it. I really did enjoy this episode for everything that it pertained to. I'm wondering how much more the drama is going to get between Sousuke, Rin, and Haru, because I feel like that's going to be definitely centered, a very focal point in this season, along with finding teammates for Team Iwatobi, as well as what Haru wants to do with his future after high school. But that's all I've got for this review. Like I said, a very great episode, very enjoyable for me. I'm so glad this anime is back, and I'm definitely loving the opening and ending with every episode that we've gotten so far. But let me know what you guys thought in the comments, what you guys thought about the episode, what you guys thought about the events that went down. and if we're going to get any new teammates, anything like that. And be sure to like and subscribe if you haven't already. I'd greatly appreciate that. But that's all I've got, and I will catch you guys next week, hopefully on time as well. Sorry about that. Take care.